Y'all, oh my goodness. My video, y'all, I had to restart it, so I'm sorry about that. Jesus, there's always something on this live, y'all. They shut me down, it cuts off, my battery died. I've had some things going on in this live. There's always something. One time the battery died, but it didn't die till all the way to the end, so I was grateful for that. But another time I did get cut off in the middle of it. And that wasn't even from a dead battery. So again, we're back. LucidXO.com and you, 25 days to Christ. We're talking about drawing the line. We're going to talk about that. We're talking about the bracelet, where you can get it from, LucidXO.com. So I hope you jump back on here. I'm so sorry that the live was disconnected. Okay, so reading Isaiah 59:19. Remember, I told you I was looking for the King James Version, and I found it. So, let's see. I'm going to read the part B of it. And it says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Isaiah 59:19, the second sentence, or part B as we call it. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So we're talking about drawing the line. And it's like, what in the world does draw the line have to do with when the enemy's coming in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him? It has everything to do with it. Because listen, drawing the line is for you. It's for me. It's for us. It's not so much so. Remember, we talked yesterday and I said it's not about what's going on in the outside world. All the situations and circumstances. It's not about the external. It's about what's on the inside of you. You know, all of these messages are all dealing with self, internalizing every single thing, just getting your foundation strong. And the foundation is you, your heart, your mind, your body, your soul. So when it says the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him, who? The enemy. What is the enemy? Things that come to take away your progress. Things that come to kind of just infiltrate your mind, your body, like diseases. Those are the things that I want to consider the enemy. And it could possibly be maybe even a person, but a person's not the enemy. It just could be the situation. And say, like, if you're being abused, hey Tianda, say like you're being abused. So the abuse would be the enemy, not the person per se. So what I'm saying to you about drawing the line is that it's not that you draw the line and you tell people and you cut them off, and if they're not doing what you want, that's control. If they're not doing it how you want, that's control. We're not talking about that. We're talking about you drawing the line within your own self. You have to draw the line on what you are going to accept from the enemy. Are you going to allow the enemy, whatever the situation is, to defeat you? Listen, when you draw the line and say, no, I am not going to let these things defeat me, the Spirit of the Lord will raise up a standard. So what does that mean exactly? That means that you have to hold yourself more accountable. It means you have to discipline yourself more. It means you have to commit to yourself more. You have to dedicate to yourself more. It means that you now have to be responsible for yourself and be accountable to yourself and have a standard for yourself. It's not, oh, I'm going to tell him if he cheats on me again, I'm going to leave him. No, because you could get another person. And are you going to keep doing that and doing that? No. When you have a standard for yourself, you behave and move in a kind of way, and a person knows how they can treat you. If you move like you can be cheated on 15 times, you will be cheated on 15 times. If you move like, I will not accept that, without actually having to say it, right? Then more than likely you won't be with that person. And God will raise up the spirit in you. You will get someone who respects you. You will get someone who will not do your heart that much damage or damage, life is life and things go on. So when the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord is going to lift up a standard of that. But the standard is in you. The Spirit of God is in you. You lift the spirit. So we taking that because that's like a relationship. And I don't want you to focus on a relationship, but it could be, that you want to get an education. You need to get your GED. The enemy is coming into your mind. The time is against you, you would say. You have to work. Maybe you have to take care of a family. Maybe you have so many things to do that you feel like you just don't have the time. Or maybe you feel like you're not good enough to pass the test, or maybe shame comes on you because it's like, quote unquote, something low, right? That's the enemy. That's why I said the enemy is not a person. It's things that come against you to stop you from progressing and being your best self. And so when the Spirit of the Lord lifts up a standard, when the Spirit is in you and you begin to lift the standard to yourself, holding yourself accountable, you'll say, I'm going to find the time to do this. I'm not going to let shame stop me from going for something that to someone else it may be small, but to me and my world, remember, you frame your world. To you and your world, it's a big deal to you. That's what I mean by draw the line. You have to draw the line on yourself. Listen, guys, I said this in the last post, I think 2 posts ago. We will have compassion on our own home and not have compassion on someone else's. Remember when I was telling you it was like dog sister auntie's kids out because they're misbehaving. But some of the people that's dogging out my children, they had children that were misbehaving, but they didn't know because their children didn't allow them to find it out. But I knew about it, right? So you will have compassion on yourself and you will allow yourself to make excuses for why you're not doing what you need to do. But you got to draw the line on yourself and said, I'm not having this. See, when I posted draw the line today, it was like, hallelujah, yes. I could just hear the spirit of people like, yes, because we not taking this and we not taking that. But I'm talking about drawing the line for yourself, letting the Spirit of the Lord raise up a standard in you. What will you accept for you? What will you accept in your life? Not about what anybody else is doing to you or towards you or for you, but what is it you're doing for you? What is it you're doing towards you? What is it you're doing to you? Are you talking bad to yourself? Are you framing your world with the wrong words? Go back to that post. You have to reframe your world. Are you ready, set, go? Do you have an idea that you want to implement, but fear or lack of knowledge hinders you from that? Well, draw the line. Draw the line on yourself and say, I'm not going to let that stop me. There were some messages on here. I asked you to go to the Dear Future post and post your Dear Future I Made It letter, because as you begin to speak a thing, those things begin to manifest because you'll start believing what you're telling yourself. You believe when you tell yourself you're too whatever it is that's negative. Well, believe yourself when you tell yourself you're too whatever it is that's positive. That's you raising up the standard. That's God raising the standard up over the flood of just monstrous thoughts you think towards yourself. And so this is what I'm telling you. Draw the line. No longer are you going to be on the side of the line where you allow anything to go on in your life, in your world, in your atmosphere, in your home, in your relationships, in your self-relationship, or in your relationship with God. Even situations can make you turn from God and say that there is no God because there's too much going on. You need to draw a line on yourself, and the Spirit of the Lord will raise up a standard, and you be accountable. You be responsible for yourself. We've gotten away from being responsible for ourselves in this day and age. Everything is like, some people may be younger, but when you hear a 40-year-old or older say the reason they didn't make it in life is because their parent didn't blah, 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 blah. You're not being responsible. You didn't draw the line for yourself. Your parent could not take you to high school or junior high school. They can only tell you, you need to go to class, you need to do your work. They cannot physically force you to do the work. Even if they beat you, they still can't physically make you read the paper, fill it out, and turn it in. So no longer not being responsible for ourselves. We're going to take those words out of our mouth because those are excuses that we make. Remember, I said you'll have compassion on your own self and give yourself room for excuse. The enemy will come in like a flood. He will come in with excuses and reasons why you can't succeed or do a thing. But you have to take those excuses out of your mouth and let the Spirit of the Lord raise up the standard. And you are setting your own standard. What standards are you setting for your life? For your relationships? What standard are you setting for your home, your atmosphere, your business? What standard are you setting? Where are you drawing the line? Do you have terrible customer service in your business? You're okay with that? Are you okay with the lines? I don't need them. I have other customers. Are you really okay with that? Is that the standard you've given yourself? Even if you have a bunch of other customers, wouldn't you like for your business to be known for its customer service? Some people go and visit certain places because of the customer service. They would rather pay the dollar because of the customer service than to deal with some of these things. Listen, I haven't eaten McDonald's in 13, 14 years, guys. You know what? And this is not to knock whoever does, but I've had bad experiences that they're just dirty and nasty. And I couldn't even, I did it, I weaned off, and then I would be like, well, I'm going to get the tea. So I get the tea, but the ice got dirt in it, y'all. And I was just turned off from it. I said, you know what? I don't have to take this. I can go to Chick-fil-A. And yes, I'm talking about both stores because I'm telling you, I had to give myself a standard. You know what? I don't have to take this for this low amount of money. But this is what people would do. This is what people will do when the customer service is good. And that's just one instance I'm talking about. But where's the line drawn at for you? I know how you feel about everyone else in your life. I know that you don't need nobody. I know that. You make your own money. I know that. You can't depend on no. I know all of those things already. But what are you doing for you? What are you doing for you? When we take other people out of the equation, how are you treating yourself? Have you drawn the line in the sand? Has the Spirit of the Lord raised a standard in your life? Or are you okay all day long perusing social media sites and watching reality television? Or can you be doing something to help progress you in life? Like I said, anything that keeps you from progressing is the enemy to you, and you have to raise the standard. You know when you need to stop eating so much. You know when you need to stop watching so much TV. You know when you're drinking too much. You know when you're poisoning your body with things. You know this. You know when you're accepting things and heartbreaks and things of that nature for no good reason other than you won't raise the standard for your life and your way of living. You know what you have to do to get there. So listen, I'm not going to be on here long. I just wanted you to remember, no longer are we placing blame places. We're no longer pointing fingers and saying that if it wasn't for this, that, or the third, I would be here or there. Listen, circumstance and opportunity. This is in the Word of God. It's in Ecclesiastes somewhere. But time, the word says that time and opportunity happens to us all. That means that there are some times when it doesn't work. So if it didn't work, it wasn't meant for you. So you can't say, well, I almost had it, but if it wasn't just for such and such, that thing wasn't meant for you. But it's okay. You keep going. You just keep going, and you do what you do, and you keep working hard, and you don't give up, because you've drawn the line and stand for you on what you want to do with your life. This is your girl, Sister Auntie. I didn't want to be here long. I just wanted to encourage you with these 25 days till Christ. You going somewhere?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you could talk, boo. You just
Tell them bring somebody
to get Dreamy. Take Dreamy to them. Or bring her to me. Come on. This my son bringing my birthday. Come on. Who got to stand it? Who got to... Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm over here Google Gaga and when that birthday. Say hi. That my son. That's King's son. Say hi, Dreammakers. Don't touch anything, though, okay? No touching. No touching. So, look. I'm done, y'all. I just wanted to tell you to be encouraged and to go ahead and make the best. Oh, you got your booty? Make the best of your life, because you know why we do this. We do this for your life. It's not to get you through December 2020. It's not to get you through the end of 2021. It's not to get you to the new year. This is to get you to live your life good and on purpose. Sister Auntie, LucidXO.com. You can duck. You looking for this blue?
No, I'm looking for my Nike.
So it's just a good thing. You know, this is the family. I be trying to tell you, I be busy around here. I'm cooking dinner right now as we speak. You know, yesterday I made my tomato bisque. It was divine. I had some again earlier today. I made a little grilled cheese with it. But I just want you to raise the standard. Draw the line in the sand for yourself. You don't have to talk to anyone until you're blue in the face. You can just do your thing. And remember, I told you, you'll begin to attract certain things to you as you raise up your standard. You may not say anything to anybody about what's going on with you, of how you want to be treated or what you want done. You just operate in that thing. And what's not meant for you will drop off, and what is meant for you will add to you. And when the things drop off, it can be difficult. Loss is difficult. It is a difficult process. When I went through my divorce from my first husband, and I talk about that in my book, The Night My Sister Was God. You know to cop it on Amazon. You know you can get it as a book bundle with the bracelet on LucidXO.com. But when I went through that process, we had been separated for many years, maybe even a decade. But I lamented when it was time for the Lord. And here's the thing. Bye, baby. Love you. We had only probably spent 2 or 3 years married together before he, you know, was sentenced to a 16-year jail term. You know, like I said, it's in the book. But when it was time to divorce, after not being with him all those years, I lamented. Why? I literally was not losing anything per se in the natural, because we hadn't acquired anything. Thank you, Zaina. We hadn't acquired anything together. We hadn't been together long enough to have these crazy emotional attachments, you know. But it was a loss, and loss is a hard thing to do. So I get it. As you're growing and progressing and attracting those things to you, when the things begin to fall off that are not good for you, it will feel uneasy or uncomfortable. But you got to trust God. If there was something, what was the word? It was, you got to trust God. Fight for your life. You trust God with it. You trust God with it because he's going to do it for you. That's the thing about it. And yes, that hurts. But listen, it will hurt even more if you did not get to accomplish the goals that you desire. And the only way to accomplish those goals is by renewing your mind, naming yourself. Remember that post I did on Hi, My Name Is? You got to name yourself. You got to frame your words, your world with your words. You've got to ready, set, go. And you've got to draw a line in the sand and hold yourself to a certain accountability. Hold yourself responsible for yourself. Do not say, well, nobody told me how to do it. No one showed me. No one did it for me. No one walked me to the water. No, hold yourself accountable for now. Draw a line in the sand for you. Don't worry about what's going on the outside. You know where you want to be and what you want to do, and you get yourself there by holding yourself accountable. Don't you know if you don't, you won't make it there, because you will find, believe me, it's so much more comfortable to make excuses to not go than it is to have the strength or the resolve to go. I posted this a little whiles ago. You are comfortably uncomfortable, and that is dysfunctional. Make the adjustments. Remember, I talked about on another post how we would get comfortable with an uncomfortable situation. It's like the being cheated on situation, or wanting to go and pursue whatever education or career you want, but you don't feel qualified, and so you hold yourself at a certain place, and that place is uncomfortable. You don't even want to be in that place. It's uncomfortable for you, but it's more comfortable for you to remain in that place than for you to use your resolve and your goal and your wherewithal to go to the next place. You would make an excuse for yourself not to move, but you're going to draw the line on yourself. Starting today, starting when you hear this encouraging word from the Lord, he's talking to you about you. He's talking to me about me. We're not talking about any other outside entities but yourself. So you draw the line in the sand for you. Hey, Sharon, you draw the line in the sand for yourself. You demark where it is that you will no longer make excuses for yourself, that you will no longer not pursue your goals and dreams because of lack of whatever you feel that you lack. But you're going to listen, you are on these social media sites learning how to add. I don't even know how to do it yet. You put stars around your head and flowers and fluffy cheeks, and I mean, you are just like, you got all the filter in the world. If you can take the time to figure out how to do that, you can take the time to figure out how to work your business, get your education, correct your relationships, ease your mind, do the things that it takes for you to draw the line in the sand and go. You can do it. It's a generation of Google. Type in an exact sentence on what it is you're looking for. And as you begin to, like I said, when you start raising a standard and operating in the standard, things will become added to you. Hi, good Reverend Doctor. The things will begin to add to you. So it's like if you put in the word pink in Google and you choose one option of pink, other options will come up on the internet about pink based on the subject of pink that you asked for. So don't say you don't know where to go to school, or you don't know how to start the business, or you don't know a therapist to go to, or you can read reviews. There's so many things you can do. But I'm telling you, this is the word of encouragement from the Lord to draw the line in the sand. And the line in the sand is for you to be responsible to you, for you to be accountable to you, for you to be committed to you, for you to be dedicated to you. Draw the line in the sand. I hope you enjoyed this encouraging word today. I'm sorry it got disconnected earlier. Go to the Lucid XO, cop the bracelet, cop the book. You know what it is. This is your girl, sister, auntie. And I am out of here. For your life. Live your life on purpose. You enjoy the rest of your night. Bye, guys.